The waiting room is dark. The walls are two-tone, white on top and bright yellow on the bottom. Thin, gray industrial carpet covers the floor. Lime green chairs surround the room, broken into sets of 3 by end tables littered with magazines. The New Yorker, Newsweek, People. The room itself is glaringly bright. It's the occupants who make it dark. Looking at them, I expect thunder to crash at any moment. Their faces are set in a wide variety of masks, which instead of hiding their inner self only serves to exemplify it. Among them, I see the deep worried frown, the heartbroken, "this is the end," the "this isn't happening" open-mouthed stare, and of course the big smile that signifies complete withdrawal from reality. Would someone start screaming and be hauled away, like last year? I glance at my surroundings, but find the room's artificial cheeriness too harsh. I look back to the floor, trying to find some peace in its dull grayness. The room is meant to inspire happiness and creativity. The only thing it inspires in me is a migraine headache. How long have I been waiting? 10 minutes? An hour? A magazine on the table next to me catches my attention. I pick it up carefully so as not to disturb the woman on the other side. She is deep in prayer, her lips moving quickly and silently. I look at her for a moment, wondering. I decide she has the "this is the end" look. I turn the crisp pages of the magazine, eyes scanning the glossy paper. My mind wanders. I read a word or two on each page. They jump up at me, ripe with disjointed meaning. Accomplishment, work, society, 17. I remember 17. Only 6 years ago. My first time. It's hard to believe I made it this far, this long. 6 years of constant output, constant accomplishment. Wouldn't a vacation be nice? I stifle a giggle. Can I make it another year? I slam the lid on those thoughts, not wanting to end up like the woman next to me, who is now rocking gently in her chair. An arc of light from the inner office door catches my eye. The shiny brass knob is turning painfully slow. Its movement is smooth, as if time has slowed. Then the door begins to swing inward, so slowly, so smoothly. An unreasonable fear rises up in me that there is a horrible thing on the other side. Something so horrible that to look at it is to die. Bodhi Jeff. A tall stone pillar of a woman announces from the doorway. Her features are hard and unfeeling. She turns on her heel before anyone has risen to follow and moves out of sight. A young man no more than 19 arises from his chair. He picks up his briefcase, smiling nervously at no one in particular, and moves reluctantly through the door. It slides silently shut behind him. I shiver, thinking the door opens in, never out. People go in, never out. Not even the stone woman comes out, only stands in the doorway. I wonder how many of us will see the sunrise tomorrow. Certainly Bodhi Jeff will. He looks like a motivated kid. An hour passes in which the room continues its silence. I glance at the rest of the magazines on the table and am thinking of grabbing some from another table when the outer door opens and a young woman comes in. My first thought is that she is too young. Her face is small and pale, not yet wrinkled by worry or age. Her body is small, her clothes simple. Then the door shuts behind her, and the baby she holds makes a soft little cry of discomfort. She soothes it with quiet words and chooses the seat next to me. "Hi," the woman whispers. I realize I'm staring, mouth open. A baby? Is she insane? Where has she gotten a baby? "Hi," I finally respond. I have to force my eyes away from the child. "This is my first time," the girl says and laughs nervously. "How many times have you been here?" 6. Was I this innocent my first time? Was I so fearless? No one believes it at first. The door opened inward. "Menegan? Jane?" The door shut, taking the praying woman with it. She continued praying as it clicked behind her. They go in, but they don't come out. I sigh. How long will I have to wait? Suddenly, I hope I'm next. The tension of the room is pressing down on me, and I'm afraid I will begin to cry. What's it like? The girl asks quietly. Her eyes are wide, looking at the door. You'll know soon enough. I'm Casey. She holds out her hand. I take it reluctantly. It isn't a good idea to talk to people, to get to know them. What if they don't come out? I'm Monica. I don't think Casey will make it. She already has a strike against her, the baby. I'm really nervous. How do you do it? You look so calm. I almost laugh. It's called experience. It's called being tired of the game. But I say, I may look calm, but I'm not. Being here 6 times doesn't mean you'll be here 7. I smile gently. What's your baby's name? Scott, after his father. A shadow passes over Casey's face. He didn't come home last month, she explains. She's stronger than I allowed. I'm sorry. Scott and I will make it just fine. We have to. You do know that it's illegal to have children without consent. I pause, unsure why I even care. Why I'm even talking to this hopeless girl. It was an accident, but I'm not sorry. I mean, what can they do now? Casey holds her baby tight. Poor girl. She doesn't understand. Her boyfriend gone, and still she doesn't understand. Maybe she thinks he just ran out on her. Maybe she thinks they care. She doesn't have a chance. What did you bring for them? I ask. Casey looks at me blankly. Bring? You know, what do you do? Casey doesn't reply, and I feel a knot form in my stomach. You brought some proof of your worth, something to show that you are useful to society? I can cook and clean, do some sewing. Everyone can do household chores. They want to see what you can do for society. But I don't have anything right now. I've been so busy with my baby, and after Scott was gone, it was so hard. She swallows hard, fighting back tears. Isn't being a mother enough? I take real good care of Scott. Her baby begins to fuss, and she cuddles it closer, calming herself and the infant. She would make a good mother. If she had just brought something, they might have let her keep the baby and live. But now she has no chance. The door opens, the door shuts, but no one is released. Casey takes a deep breath, regaining control of her emotions. What did you bring? I reach down under my chair and pull out my portfolio. I'm an artist. I hand the slender folder to Casey and whisper, it's a good thing to be, because art can't be judged. As long as you're producing something regularly, it's considered worthwhile. Casey opens the folder with one hand and studies the pictures. Very somber, she comments. How long have you been an artist? Just a few years. When I first started out coming here, I would change my profession every year. They don't care if you do that in the beginning, as long as you settle down by the time you're 21. This conversation is pointless. It's too late for her. The door opens with an ominous creak. Hoffmeyer, Kurt, the stone says and retreats. A large man who has been invisible in the corner stands up. He looks angry. You can't make me go in there, he announces in a loud, flat voice. The door remains open, waiting. The woman does not return. The man stands at his lime green chair, uncertain. He looks around at the others seated in the room. Can't make me go in there, he insists. No way, I'm an American, he yells. Spittle flies from his lips. You bunch of fools! You sit there like cows, waiting to be slaughtered. Cows! Mr. Hoffmeyer, I will thank you to keep it down and come this way. The stone has returned, but only for a moment. She disappears again, having complete faith in her authority. Hoffmeyer looks at her as if she were insane. I will thank you to go to hell! He screams and grasps the outer door handle, pulling it open and throwing himself through. His thundering footsteps can be heard retreating down the hall, punctuated by an occasional swear word. The waiting room is silent. Everyone is listening carefully, waiting. Hoffmeyer Kurt can still be heard clearly, for no one dares to shut the outer door. "Hey!" he yells. There are several muffled pops and a heavy thud. The commotion is over almost as quickly as it has begun. The door opens and the door shuts, and no one is free. "Have you ever thought about having kids?" Casey asks in a shaky voice. Her eyes are focused on the outer door. "Once or twice. I haven't met anyone who I liked. I don't mention that I'm afraid of not being there for them, of making them live in this judgmental world. I like Scott an awful lot. He was older, 18. He built houses. Not much work doing that anymore, with the population dropping off the way it is." Casey stops, looks again at the outer door which Hoffmeyer has tried to escape through. I can't think of anything else to say. I can't ask what Casey plans to do, not with her chances. Why pretend? Why wear the happy, mindless mask? "Dexter, Casey." Casey's head snaps up, horror filling her face. "Oh God," she hisses between clenched teeth. My stomach flips over sickeningly, half shocked, half angry. Why her before me? I've been here longer. Casey stands up slowly and looks down at me. "Thank you for talking to me." She adjusts Scott's blankets around his head so that his little face is visible. His tiny fist is curled up under his perfect chin. We live in a perfect world now, where everyone is useful. No crime, no welfare, no street people. It's perfect, and yet something is missing. No one cares anymore. No one loves. Who can afford to care when tomorrow that person may be gone? Who can fall in love or sit and dream the day away? We'll be fine. Casey squares her shoulders, holds her head high, and begins to move toward the door. "Wait," I say. The word slips out before I know it's even there. It surprises me. Stupid, brave youth. Stupid, brave girl. I grab my portfolio and quickly push it into Casey's free hand. "For your baby," I whisper. "Go before I change my mind." Tears fill Casey's eyes. "But what will you do?" Casey asks quietly. "I'll think of something, though I know I will not." I push her toward the door. "Thank you so much." Casey and her child go through the door, which swings silently shut behind her. The door opens in, never out. People go in, and sometimes they come out.